November 22nd, 2024, Mauganj, India. On the evening of November 22nd, an ambulance driver, known locally as Pandit, receives an urgent call. The call comes from a village named Lhasa, located a short distance from Hanumana. The caller informs him that a patient's condition is extremely critical and requires immediate medical attention. Without hesitation, Pandit decides to drive to Lhasa to transport the patient safely to the hospital. Just as he is about to leave, he receives a call from his friend Rajesh. Rajesh asks where he is, and upon hearing about the urgent trip, requests a ride in the same direction for some important work. Pandit agrees, and soon after, Rajesh arrives with his wife, Manju, and his father-in-law. The three of them board the ambulance, joining Pandit as he sets off on this crucial journey. But what happens next is something no one could have expected. As they drove a short distance, Manju, Rajesh's wife, suddenly asked the driver to stop the ambulance near a house. She quickly stepped out and headed straight to her aunt's house. Upon reaching, she met her aunt and her cousin, a girl around 16 years old. Manju started chatting with her and mentioned that she was going on a trip to visit some relatives. She then insisted that her cousin join her. At first, the young girl refused, saying she didn't want to go anywhere. However, Manju persistently persuaded her until she finally agreed. Manju and her cousin returned to the ambulance. The young girl sat in the back, where patients are usually placed, while Manju sat beside her. Rajesh and his father sat in the front with the driver. The ambulance resumed its journey. Before starting the video, if you love your mother, type "I love you, mother" in the comments and like and subscribe this channel. If you don't comment, it means you don't love your mother. After driving a little further, Manju suddenly asked the driver to stop again. She claimed she was extremely thirsty and needed water. The driver obliged, bringing the ambulance to a halt. Manju quickly got out, supposedly to get some water, that the driver of the ambulance does not even wait for Manju. As soon as she gets off the ambulance, the driver starts moving the ambulance forward, and no one said anything about this. Anyway, the ambulance starts moving forward here. Now, on the back seat, only the girl, that is Manju's aunt's daughter, was sitting alone, and these people were sitting in the front. Now, friends, after some time, as soon as the ambulance moves forward, Manju's husband, who was sitting in the front, that is, the brother-in-law of that girl, stops the ambulance here. And friends, as soon as he stops the ambulance, he gets up from the front seat of the ambulance and comes and sits in the back seat where his sister-in-law was sitting. That is, Manju's aunt's daughter was sitting. Now, friends, he comes near her and sits in the back seat. He sits down and tells her to start driving the ambulance. Now the ambulance starts moving slowly, and that person, that is her brother-in-law, starts molesting that girl. The girl does not understand that after all he is my brother-in-law. How can he do such a thing with me? He touches her in a wrong way. The girl did not like his intentions, so she starts screaming. But now he starts forcing himself on her. He slowly takes off her clothes and friends. He tries to rape her inside the same ambulance. Literally, you can imagine. She was his wife's aunt's daughter, and she was only 16 years old. He keeps doing all this brutality with her, and the girl screams. Her real uncle is sitting in the same ambulance, and the driver does not stop the vehicle, but keeps driving. The vehicle keeps moving at a very slow speed, friends. The vehicle keeps moving and travels for a few kilometers, but her brother-in-law keeps raping her. Friends, the girl's uncle and the driver were present inside the ambulance to hear her screams, but it seemed to the girl that she was being raped the whole time. She is alone in the ambulance, even in the presence of her loved ones. Well, friends, her brother-in-law repeats this incident with her 3 times and rapes her 3 times. This incident took place at night. It had started at 7 p.m., and friends, almost the whole night passes. The ambulance moves for about 50 kilometers very slowly, and the girl is raped. Now, friends, the rape continues here, and when her brother-in-law gets bored, then at about 5 a.m., these people drop the girl near her house and make her get down. Now, as soon as the girl gets down from the ambulance and goes to her house, she starts crying. You can imagine for yourself what her condition must be. Friends, she immediately goes to her mother crying and explains the whole incident to her mother. This has happened to me. My maternal uncle's son-in-law has done such things to me. What are you expecting from his mother, that she will help him? No, friends. His mother tells her daughter that, daughter, forget all these incidents and do not mention them. You people think and see that such a painful incident happened with a girl, and her mother is talking to her in such a way. She says that, mother, such an incident happened with me, and why are you telling me to keep quiet? Then her mother says that when you go to the police and complain about this incident, then it will spread everywhere, and tomorrow there will be a lot of problems in your getting married, or getting married. Well, that girl keeps hiding for a day or two. Friends, she tries to forget this incident, but on the third or fourth day, she is convinced that something very wrong has happened to her. And how can she suppress that incident? Although her mother was not supporting her. That is why the girl was very young, and not even an adult. That is why she decides on her own that she will go and tell the police about the whole incident. And then, friends, that girl reaches the local police station of Hanumana police station area and tells about the whole incident. She tries to inform the police and files an official complaint, naming everyone involved: the ambulance driver, Pandit, her own maternal uncle, and her brother-in-law. Yes, friends, when the police read about this incident, they were deeply moved. If a young girl is not safe among her own family members, then where can she be safe? This is truly something to think about. The police take immediate action and arrest her brother-in-law, the driver Pandit, and later apprehend her maternal uncle as well. However, what's shocking is that there seems to be no valid reason behind this incident. Why did her own relatives betray her trust in such a manner? Regardless of the reason, what happened to this girl was deeply wrong. The authorities are working to ensure strict legal action is taken against those responsible. This case serves as a harsh reminder of the importance of safety and awareness. The purpose of this video is not to upset you, but to spread awareness. Always stay vigilant, no matter where you are or who you're with. You never know when someone you trust might betray that trust. Let me know your thoughts on this case in the comments. If you found this video informative, do share your feedback. Stay safe, and we'll meet again in another case that will leave you thinking. Take care.